start the movie. So the movie's going right now, so I'm recording. Can you guys still see me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so what's happening right now, as we go into this, we are going to continue on into this course right here. So we learned last week some of the basics about how to work with AutoCAD, some of the basics. And you can see on my screen, this is one of the drawings we did. That was the fourth drawing that we did. So we're going to build on this foundation, and we're going to continue on going forward. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I go out to here. I can actually go right into this location right here. So we've got the got this right here, and this is some stuff that I put out here. There's a few things that I've actually put out here just to see what's going on. And this one right here is something that I guess I don't really need anymore. I don't think I need it, so I'll hide that. Okay, so I went ahead and did that. That was the email I sent to you guys. And then what we have is we're going to go through this right here. Now, I've mentioned that there's these AutoCAD tutorials. I leave these as optional, okay? You remember I told you that I do not make you buy a book, because I would prefer that you guys actually go through it. You don't need a book, they're expensive, so I'm not going to make you do that. If you want to buy a book, go ahead and buy one, but you don't have to. Somebody told me earlier that it was on the course introduction that you guys had to buy a book. That's not right, because for a long time we've not been needing a book, and it should have said that. So if they told you that, you don't need a book. So if you haven't, you can go ahead and return it. And what I've got here is some videos, though. I got some videos that I have made. I've made these out here. They're actually on my YouTube channel. It's called Drive CAD, and I actually prepared these for both my professional students as well as you guys. So I've got some things here. So if you guys just want to, learn the basics of AutoCAD, what I basically do here. So let's say you have to read it. You go out here, and this right here is it's truly YouTube. But I've got this YouTube channel out here where I actually introduce some of the basics right here. So you go through here, I show you the basics of how to begin to work with this. And then over here on the playlist I have here, Drive CAD, this is my site. And you go to the playlist right here, and over here I've got the AutoCAD Foundations. And so if you go to the AutoCAD Foundations, you can see this. I've got the intro, so you can watch me talking all you want, which I'm sure is going to be a big hit. And then we're going to go to AutoCAD Introduction. And then you got Introduction to Layers. So if you're not sure what layers are, how to work with them, these are good. Now notice only 9 minutes, 5 minutes. This is 5 minutes and 34 seconds. AutoCAD Foundations, the move command, I put this out here. And what I do in going through this right now is I actually show you how to use the move command. And the move command is actually foundational for so many things that you do in AutoCAD. So I explain the basic steps right there. AutoCAD Tutorial 8, we went over this last week, and we got that. And so the tutorial for that is right there. And so just going back to here, that is how we do drawing A. So I go into that with cool, just in detail, and I'm into an infinite loop here. And we go back down here to the playlist, and I've got these other things. I close that. And so in the playlist, there's these other things right here. The AutoCAD Foundations. Let's see here. Okay, try that again. We'll go here. Okay, so the AutoCAD Foundations is again right here. We look at this. And you've got Intro to Layers, the move command, the AutoCAD tutorial, drawing A, drawing C, and then this bracket tutorial, which we will be getting to. I don't think, do we get to that tonight? I think we might get to that tonight. So we'll get into that EFG. Yeah, I think we do that tonight, the bracket tutorial. And then I got CAD construction. I talk about how to make leaders on a floor plan. So a few things out here that I've got, and I've actually saved these out here. Good content to get started. Now, it doesn't end there, though. There's more. I've also got out here, besides that, I've got this AutoCAD overview right here. Now, this AutoCAD overview is something that I would definitely recommend that you would just go ahead and you go through. Essentially, this is, I think it's for AutoCAD 2018, and it's an introduction. What this does is it actually walks you through the basics of AutoCAD. I showed this last week, but I just want you guys to realize that there is a lot of content out here you don't have to pay for. This is a great book. Probably, you would have to pay probably $20 for this minimum to go ahead and have this. But this goes over the basics as far as how to begin to work with AutoCAD. So it's a PDF right here. You can print it up, and it shows you some basics right here. I recommend you go through that. Again, I'm not going to make you. Some of you already worked with it. If you just want to get a little idea as far as how this works, it's great reading, very basic stuff. So I'd go ahead and I'd encourage you to do that. Furthermore, in here, I've got an AutoCAD 2016 tutorial. I talked about this last week. I've got this command reference, and we got CAD layer standards. That's something different. We're not going to get to that too deeply, but It's something that I left out there just as context for anyone who might want to get a little bit deeper into this stuff. So right now what we're looking at, this is the AutoCAD tutorials. We have that. Now, if I go to CAD Basics week 1, we go right out to here. I've got a few different drawings out here. I got some drawings that you guys can actually work with that are actually a lot of them are just kind of enjoyable. Okay, I got this. I'll show you this one right here. This is dots 1. Do any of you guys like a challenge? Anyone like a challenge at all? Nobody?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, this is a challenge. It's actually kind of fun. So I'm going to download dots 1 and I'm going to download dots 2. Okay. I'm going to download these 2 things. Now, what are they? Well, I'm just going to show you what they are because it's a great little exercise for learning how to do AutoCAD. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to close out of here and I'm going to open up dots 1. Okay. Now, again, these are not assigned. This is just stuff that is just kind of like reading to kind of like get you on top of things. And I don't know if any of you guys will do this, but I want to just kind of wet your whistle for this because it's actually great to learn how to do this stuff. Okay. So I thoroughly, heartily recommend you guys do this. Okay. But I'm not going to make you. So if I zoom out here, you'll see I've got all these dots. Okay. So I've got all these dots right here. And by the way, as I mentioned before, to zoom in and out, did I mention you guys last week that you just roll your mouse in and out to zoom in and out? Did I mention that to you guys last week?
I'm fairly certain.
Did, yeah.
I did? Okay. I thought I did. Okay. Because I know I covered a lot of things. So if you just roll your mouse forward and back, it does this right here. It allows you to zoom in and out. It's a fast way to do it. And then to pan from side to side, you hold the wheel down. And when you hold the wheel down, you can move it from side to side. That's called panning. And a small little hand appears, okay? And you can actually pull it from side to side, okay? So this exercise actually has you panning and zooming while you draw this. So you'll notice that in these circles, some have a number, some have a question mark. So this is number 1 right here. And down here, this is number 2. So what I want to do is I want to connect the dots. So I'm going to go to line. And maybe I will assign this. Maybe I will. Okay, but anyway, I'll tell you later. So go here, number 2. And then over here, number 3. And my object snaps should be working right now. And they are because last week I told you how to set those up. You just want to use those settings. You want to set your status bar and your object snaps according to what I showed you last week. So I click there. Now I got to find number 4. Where's number 4? It happens to be right there. Number 4 is there. I pull it down. Here's number 5. Here's number 6. Here's number 7. And here's number 8. And then up here is number 9. And over here is number 10. And you can guess what we've drawn right here. It is a star. Okay. Easy enough. Easy enough. But as you're working with this, it can be a bit challenging to learn how to keep the command going while you're panning and zooming. And that's the goal. So when you're done, it's going to look like that. So that's dots 1. So I'm going to close out of there. Save changes. No. And I'm going to open up dots 2. And I'll do this. Now, I realize that for some of you that know AutoCAD, this is going to be very rudimentary, but not everybody has your skill set. Here's another example. And this example right here is a bit more thorough, okay? I'll just give you a quick heads up as far as what's going to look like, okay? If I go here, that's what it's going to look like. All right, not line of a jet. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to start. I got a 1 to 2. I'm going to go and start my line command. And I'll show you how this works. So I'll go from the line right here. I'll start it right here and go from 2 over to 3. All right. And then I'm going to go next. I'm going to go up to, where's number 4? Where's number 4? Looking, looking, looking. There it is, number 4. And then I got to find number 5. Where's number 5? Looking, looking, looking. Ah, it's up here, number 5. And so I got number 5. So you see, I'm using my wheel to pan and zoom. And this is really the biggest thing, what you want to do, 7. And then I got to find number 8. There it is, number 8. And number 9 is right there. Now, once I'm there, I would go in this direction, go over to number 10, and then 11, and then 12. And as I go through this, you can see I'm tracing the shape out, and it's looking good. 14, 15, 16. And then down here, I got to go down to this kind of nozzle let down there, 17, 18, 19, 20. And 21, there we go. And then from there, I'm going to go down to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, all right. And then we go out to 27. 27, 28, 29, and then up, and then you up to 30. And then we're going to head back on home, 30, 31, and 32, and finally home. And when you're done, smoke with that. So that's what you have right there. So that's what the shape looks like. And that's just great exercise for learning how to pan and zoom. So I think I might assign those two. So let me just wait on that. Save changes. No, I don't want to save those changes. Okay, so those are a couple exercises that allow you to understand how to pan and zoom while you have a command going. Also, you're using object snaps in that. So these are all things that are foundational that we're going to want to get to. So let's see here. So we went ahead and covered that. And last week we went over and we did drawings A, B, C, and D. We already covered those. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. So I'll go back over to here. And we're going to start, we got this CAD Basics. I go back to here and we did the dots 1, dots 2. I got a hospital floor plan here. And then last week I talked about how you want to set up AutoCAD. These are the AutoCAD interface tweaks. Now, when you go here, what you want to do is this is what you typically want to do. You want to, when you start AutoCAD by default, you would go to customization right there, which is at the lower right corner. And it's the three horizontal lines at the lower right corner of your screen. And you want to turn on your coordinates, your dynamic input, and so forth. I'll just show you what I mean by that. So if you're in a drawing like this, what you do is down here at the lower right corner, you can see my cursor, I'm down here. I go to customization right there. And then you see this, I turn on coordinates right here. I turn on dynamic input. I turn on line weight, and I turn on units. I turn those things on just so that they're available, okay? And then other than that, the other thing I want to do is the command line. I take the command line and I dock it. Okay, so down here, when you start AutoCAD by default, it looks like this. So what you want to do is hover your cursor over the left side where you actually have these 2 columns of dots. You click that and you can move it around. Okay, I'm going to take it and just drag it in the bottom and let it go. So we have that. And then you have, we don't have to turn on the menu bar, I'm not going to worry about that. Then there's these shortcuts I just put on there for your benefits. So you have those things, those are AutoCAD interface tweaks, we have those. So moving on besides that, besides the CAD Basics, we've got the AutoCAD intro quiz. We can do this together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the answers. So here, I'm recording this right now. The AutoCAD intro quiz, multiple choice. So just get out a pen and paper, or if you're doing it right now, you can just do this live while we do this right now. We're going to start it. AutoCAD intro quiz. So here we go. First thing that's going to be graded, well, in this kind of a context, that's actually going to be a test type thing. So we'll go to begin. This can be saved and resumed later. It allows multiple attempts. So I click on begin and we're in. Multiple choice or multiple guess. Okay, so we're going to go through this. Now, I'll go ahead and ask these. And if you think you know the answer, go ahead and you can, unmute yourself and you can speak. So let me go ahead and throw this first one out. How do you cancel a command using the keyboard? Press F2, press escape, press control, or press delete.
Escape.
Yeah, it's escape. So you press escape. That's the way to go. So that's how you get out of a command. I jokingly tell my students online that what do you do when you're in a bad situation? You escape. Well, not really. It's not a philosophy for life. But when you're in a bad command, you would go ahead and you hit escape and you get out of it. Okay, next. What is the quickest way to repeat a command? Press escape, press F2, press enter, or press control. Who's got a guess?
Enter.
Yep, it's press enter. So you press enter right there. Okay, so you can write these questions down, or you can. I'm making a video of it, so don't sweat about this stuff. Question 3: how are points specified in the AutoCAD Cartesian workspace? Okay, is it X value times Y value, Y value comma X value, X value comma Y value, or X value dash Y value?
X comma Y value.
That's right. X value comma Y value. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Very good. Okay, now here, check this out here. I got circles here, I got squares here. Why is that? I don't know. We'll keep on moving. I don't ask me why. All right, question 4. How do you know if a file has been saved after it's modified? This is something you might not know, but this is kind of cool here. Its tab displays a white background in the file tabs bar. It displays an asterisk next to its name in the file tabs bar. Its tab is highlighted in blue in the file tabs bar, Or its tab always displays next to the Start tab in the File tabs bar. Who knows what that might be?
An
Asterisk.
asterisk.
Yeah, that's right. It displays an asterisk. Very good. Asterisk. By the way, that comes from the word star. I don't know if you ever heard of that. You've heard of asteroids, astrals, astrology. Asterisk, it's a little star. So that's what that means. All right. Question 5. How do you fit the entire drawing in the drawing window? Double click on the right mouse button, hold Control and scroll the mouse wheel, double click the mouse wheel, or hold the mouse wheel and move the cursor.
Double click the mouse wheel.
Yep, double click the mouse wheel. That gets you to zoom extents. You got that. And I'll go to save and submit. I'll go ahead and click OK. And let's see how we did here. So I've got this right here, test saved and submitted. Click OK to view results. You'll be able to see your results right away. Click OK. And then it tells you what it is, gives you the answer and what it is. Okay, so you got that right there. And that's how you do the quizzes. Okay, that's how you do right there. And so that's 5 for 5. And that's how you do that. And there's no reason why you shouldn't get 5 for 5. So we just went ahead and did that one. And now we're going to continue on, and we will continue with the, let's see, CAD Basics week 1. Okay, so we did that. And then the next one is right here. This is matching O-snap markers. This is another quiz, okay, matching O-snap markers. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to give you the answers to this. So we'll go into here, start it. And it allows us to start it, begin it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these right now. Now, these are actually object snap markers, meaning that the actual shape actually is going to be identified with a particular object snap. Okay, who knows what the square is associated with?
Endpoint.
Endpoint, very good. So I'll do this, ENDPOINT, and spelling does count. Next one, triangle, who knows what that represents?
The midpoint.
Yep, not mind point, midpoint. Midpoint. Yes, and that, yeah, okay. And you just want to make sure it's spelled correctly. How about this one? Who knows what that one is used for?
Center.
Center. Very good. Center. This one.
Node.
Is it intersection?
Node, actually, it's node. How about this one? The diamond.
Quadrant.
Quadrant. And if you have AutoCAD open, that's fine. I don't mind that at all. I just want you guys to understand that you can get these answers quite easily. And I'm trying to teach you how to look yourself. How about the X?
That's intersection.
That's exactly right. Intersection. Okay, how about this one?
Insertion.
Insertion. Okay, what that's for, that is the insertion point of either a block or text. Okay, how about this one here?
Isn't that like a right angle?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. I'll show it to you. And to see the answers for these, you go down here to your object snap settings and you go here. And I'll show you where that is. So you take a look at these, and it's this one, perpendicular. See that? Perpendicular. Because it looks like perpendicular. So perpendicular, PERPENDICULAR. Okay, and then the next one. Who knows what that one is?
Nearest.
Nearest. Very good. Nearest, it looks like an hourglass. Question 10. How about that one? Anyone know what that one is?
Parallel.
Parallel, exactly. PARALLEL. I think that's right. I think the spelling's right. Parallel. Okay, there it is right there. Yeah, that's it. That's right there. Now, at this point, you hit save and submit. You hit OK, and you click OK, and it tells you you got 10 out of 10. So there you go. Okay, so I'm just killing it here. Okay, so you got those right there. So those are a couple of quizzes. Okay, so those that are worried about the quizzes, don't be. Nothing to worry about. And so you got that. And let me go back to here, and let me go back to the over here. We'll go to CAD Basics week 1. And we just did those. And then other than that, I think that's it for those. Then I've got some other things out here. But that is it. And yeah, okay, that's it right there. So that's what we have for the quizzes right there. Now, moving over here, we're now on week 2, which actually is kind of like AutoCAD intro assignments. We get into this right now. So I've got these week 2 CAD files. Okay, now what I have under here, the week 2 CAD files, I've got some CAD files here, which are dots 1 and dots 2. I've got Arrange A, I got Bank Building A, Facade, Suite A. I've got a few different drawings out here that are actually really good for learning how to work with things, okay? I've got a select drawing for modify. So I've got a few things out here that we're going to be introducing as we go along here. So we did dots 1 and dots 2. You saw what those are. Arrange A is another exercise for actually taking objects and moving them around and so forth. So we got those. That's some CAD. Those are some different CAD files you have available. When we get to the bracket project, that's a printed tutorial. And that's basically something that you can either use as a PDF online or you can print it out. I've actually done this myself. I put this together. I put together a document right here, the bracket project, which is drawing H. And I basically show you exactly how to go through these different steps, where to go ahead and make the changes, how to use the commands, and go ahead and work through this right here. So I've got this, and I show exactly how to draw this particular project. And when you're done, it's going to look something like this right here at the end, right there. She got that. That's what it's going to look like. So to do this, I actually have it step by step. So that's something that we're actually going to get to tonight. So we have that going on here. And then I've also got the AutoCAD intro assignments. These are the assignments of which we spoke last week. This is where you find them. And if you go to AutoCAD intro assignments, you can go ahead and open it here. And we can go ahead and rotate that. And then you have A, B, C, D. All right. And then E. Okay, we didn't do E yet, so we're going to do E tonight. We'll do E. And then we're going to work on this one. This is actually drawing F. This actually is an architectural plan. So we got that one there. And then we got this one. This is drawing G. And drawing G actually has us using a lot of the same things. Again, it's a simple drawing. And so it's a E, F, G. And then we got drawing H. Drawing H right here is this one. We are going to get to this one tonight. So I'm going to be showing you different commands and how to begin to work through these things. And I'm going to have the video and we'll go through this step by step to make this work. So we'll be pushing it and moving forward a little bit on these things. So we got that going on. Okay, so we have that. And then we also have over here, we have AutoCAD intro assignments. Okay, we saw that. And then we got the templates. We talked about that. Here's using the move command. Now, here's one thing that would be really good for you. I'm going to actually go over this tonight. Oh, gosh, it says my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yep, we lost you for a second.
All right, so using the move command, okay, I've got a video here that talks about how to use the move command, and then I've got a video about the bracket video tutorial. I'm going to go through all this stuff again. I've got the hub tutorial, so I've got a lot of stuff out here, and I have these. And I've got this CAD quiz 1. Got that. I don't know if we're ready for that just yet, so we'll continue on through here, and we'll do some basics right here. So my goal right here as I go through this is to begin to draw these assignments up here and also show you how these different items work, okay? So one thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go here to these week CAD files. I'm going to hear what week 2 CAD files. And this is something that I think you get that, again, I'm not going to make you do this, but you should go through this on your own. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to go to Arrange A, okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download that. And it's right here. So it just came down here. Arrange A is down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here to AutoCAD and I'm going to close out of this and I'm going to open Arrange A. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Save changes, no. And I'm going to open up Arrange A. So I'll go here and I'm going to go ahead and look for it, which is right here, Arrange A. So I do this. Now this is what this drawing looks like. It's a basic floor plan and there are some blocks over the side. So the goal right now is going to be for you to actually effectively move these objects into this room. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. So first of all, we're going to use the move command. Now the move command I've gone over quite a bit, and the move command is something that I find to be one of the most effective things that we could really work with. Okay, but because once you learn the move command, everything else as far as the move, copy, rotate, mirror, scale, all of these, they all operate pretty much the same way. So I'll start the move command. So when I start the move command, notice that what happens. My cursor says select objects. Okay, by the way, I deliberately made that like a light paint color just so it really shows up. Yours will be white. So it says select objects. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this. Okay, you'll notice when you hover your cursor over it, it will go ahead and it'll light up. So I click on it. Now, once I've clicked on it, AutoCAD is going to basically just continue to say select objects for the next 700 years. So I have to tell AutoCAD I want to get past this. So to do this, I can either hit the enter key or right click my mouse. So if I just right click my mouse, it now asks me to specify a base point. Now let me show what happens if you pick the wrong base point. Let's say I just hit my enter key for the base point. I hit my enter key for the base point. And then, well, what's happening? Why is this out? I can't control this. Oh man, AutoCAD sucks. Oh man, you know, well, it doesn't suck. It's just the fact that you have to follow the prompts, okay? So you would go to move, click on move, and then you click on the object. All right, once you click on the object, you're done selecting objects, so you right click. Specify the base point. Now this means the base point is the handle. How do you want to grab this so you can manipulate it? It's like anything else. If you're, you know, do you want to pull it? Do you want to push it? Okay, it's like anything else. If you're basically rearranging your furniture in a room, you're basically going to pick a point to actually manipulate it. In the same way, that's what we're going to do here with this desk. So we're going to grab it right by this back end. We're going to click it here, and then we can take it and park it right here, which is what you want to do. So that the first point, then second point, boom, you drop it in there. All right, so that's following the prompts. I'm going to do this again. So I start the move command. I start the move command and I click on the chair. When I click on the chair, I'm done clicking on objects. So you'll notice that after I select an object, I move the mouse away from it. That's just good CAD practice so the AutoCAD doesn't get confused. If you leave it on top of the object and you right click, it thinks you want to right click and do something on the object. So just move it away. It's good CAD practice. So we right click, specify base point. The base point's going to be right here. I'm going to do that. And then I just move it to where I want it to. Second point is wherever I want it to go to. So I've got that. I'll rotate it later. Now, if I want to repeat a command, I can right click my mouse here and I can go to repeat move. I go to repeat move. So when I do this, I'm going to go ahead and pick on this right here. So I click on that. That's my PC. I right click the base point. I'm just going to pick a point somewhere on there and I'm going to drag it right up to here. So I do that. And then I'll right click one more time and select my objects right here. I'm done selecting. So I right click. The base point is just going to be somewhere on the center, and the second point is going to be somewhere up here. So we got that. So once we got that, we are able to move those items with cool aplomb, as they say. So once I've got that, that was the move command. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the copy command. So the copy command goes like this. I'm going to use copy. Now copy lets me do this. I'm going to copy this plant. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick a point right around over here. Pick a point there. So it's the end of there. I'm going to pick another point somewhere right around here like that. So I'm going to go ahead and drop those like that. And then I'm going to copy this chair. So I'm going to copy the chair. So I click on this. When I click on the chair, it lights up. I right click my mouse. Yep. Try that again. Copy, click here, right click. The base point is going to be right here. So I grab the base point. Now I can actually place it somewhere here. So if I touch this back wall here, I can slide along the wall and you'll notice I'm getting that dashed line. I can just click here, move a little further and click again. And I don't want to get too close. So like this, we'll go ahead and, okay, now I got to touch it again, pull it over and do this. And there's another way to do this. If I right click my mouse, I can go to OSnap overrides and choose nearest. And nearest will pick any point on this wall. Okay, that was just by right clicking. Then I dropped that right there. So I got those three chairs there. So that was copying. So I have that. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate. I'm going to change my this down here is those are my object snaps. And then I also have my polar tracking. Now polar tracking allows you to actually rotate objects and to draw objects at different sizes. So let me show you what polar tracking does. I'll just do a quick little in service on this. Here's this. So if it's 90 degrees, that lets you draw at 90-degree increments. If I go here, I'll go over here, and you'll notice that the dashed green line shows up there. I'll just go ahead and type in 5, and then I'll go ahead and I'll go straight up, and it locks in there. 5 again. I pull over to the left, type in 5, and then I go ahead and pull it down. So it's locking in at those increments right there. I've got that. Now, if I make it 45 down here, it'll give me a different impact. So I'll go here, and I'll make it 45. Now watch what I can do here. When I make it 45, I can start the line command and I can click like this, and I'll go over 5, and then I'll go over this. Now watch this. I pull it into 45 degrees. Might be 45 degrees. So I lock into 45 degrees, type in 5 again, and then I pull it up, 5 again. I pull it back in this direction, and you see that when I pull it, it locks it in like that. And when it locks it in, I'm able to go ahead then and just to go ahead and draw at these angles, you know. So I got this right here. 135, 5 again, and then down 5. Then I'd right click and choose close. So that's if you have your polar tracking set there. You can actually draw at 45-degree angles. And I'm going to do one more shape here. I'm going to change to 30 degrees. And I'm going to do a 6-sided star, like a Star of David type of thing. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead and start it here. So I'll go here and go over 5. And then I'm going to go down. And this one, I lock it in at 60 degrees there, 5 again. Then I go up here, I lock it in. Also right here, that's also at 60, so it's 5. Then I go over here, I lock it in at 0, 5. And I pull this back and make that 5. So what's happening right now is I'm using the polar tracking. This is how polar tracking works. And again, these are all things that if you guys are all using AutoCAD right now, I'd have you doing right now. But since that's not possible in a remote setting, well, I guess it is kind of possible, but we're not doing it right now. Go 5, and then I'll go down to here, make it 5 again. Then I'll go ahead and finish that up right there. Did I miss that? I think I missed it. I did, didn't I? Okay. So undo and undo. And what did I do wrong? I don't know. Might have undone something here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to lock it in. Okay, we'll make that 5. Okay. And make that 5. I think that's better. Let's see. And down here, 5. And then down here, like that. There we go. Okay, so the fact that I've changed this polar tracking lets me draw at any of these increments right here. So I'm going to change this to 45 for what I'm doing right now. So I'll just leave those alone, but that allows you to draw different shapes right there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those there. And now what I want to do is I want to rotate this. Now your commands right here allow you to do this. I'll go to rotate. So when I click on rotate, I'll go ahead and click on this. And when I click on that, the object's selected. And then I'm going to right click and it says specify the base point. So I'll just pick a point somewhere in the middle of the chair. And then I can rotate it. See this? I can actually rotate it like this. Okay, so I'm going to go lock it in at 315. And that's what I want there. I will then proceed to rotate this one. I'll go to here and rotate this. I'll pick a point somewhere right around here. I'll do the same thing. I want to rotate this like this, also at 315. Now at this point, if I want to do a slight micro move, I can use what's called the nudge mode. So if I click on this, this is called a grip. When you click on an object and it shows you that, that's called a grip. Okay, so if I click it here, you'll see that there's, okay, I don't see any grips there. So let me do this. Let me turn that on. So I do this. When you click on a line like this, you see these blue squares. Those are actually called grips. So those grips are available. So when I click on this, that grip shows up. And I'm going to hold the control key down. And I'm going to use my arrow keys. And this is called nudge mode. Go through here, and I'm able to go ahead and do those kind of things. So I know I'm throwing a lot of techniques at you. It's building the vocabulary takes a little bit of time. I get that, but just follow along and you can watch the video and you can see all this. Now at this point, I've just used the rotate command. Now I'm going to copy all these around here. So watch this, go to copy, and I'm going to copy these items right here. And I'm going to, again, copy right here, right click, and I'm going to copy it using, this is my base point to here, and to here, and to here, like that. So we got that. Okay, so we have those in place right here. Now at this point, next thing I'm going to do is I want this one to face in a different direction. So I'm going to mirror that. So watch what I do here. I'm going to use mirror. So I click on, actually, let me use my scale next. So I'm going to copy this plant over to here. And looks like I got someone who's trying to get into the meeting here. So let them in. All right. So I just went ahead and copied this plant over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to scale it. So I'm going to go here and click on scale. I'll use my scale command. I'll click on this. So when I clicked on that, it's highlighted. I right click. I choose a base point. And I'm going to give it a scale of 0.5. Make it half the size it is now. So I make it 0.5. And then I'm going to copy that. So I'm going to copy it from here. And I'm going to go from here down to here. So I'm going to do that. So these are all things that you can do. And these are all things that are useful to do. So I have those in place right there. Okay, last thing. I want this cubicle to actually face the other direction. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to mirror. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all this like that. I'm going to right click. Then I'm going to grab this right here. I'm going to click. I'm going to pull it straight down like this. And I click. Erase source objects. Yes, in this case, I want to erase them. And it gives you that nice clean edge. And that is what that looks like. And that is how we go ahead and use this particular item right here to do some practicing. So that's a great little exercise for working with this right here. So that's how we go ahead and work with the arrange command and move these items into the floor plan like I just did there. So that's how we use the basic move commands: move, copy, rotate, scale, and mirror. I'll do one more example right here for that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. Save changes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this as, save it as arrange a with my initials, just so that, okay, I can come back to this later if I want to. So I'll do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the next thing, which is going to be, I'm going to do the same example here. And we're going to take a break in just a minute. So just stick with me. And we're going to do this next thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the select drawing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to AutoCAD and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get the select drawing. And again, what I'm showing you right now is how to, I think, yeah, select drawing. And this is for the modify commands. What's this right here? Select drawing. Okay, select drawing's right there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the same kind of thing with the select drawing. So the select drawing is right here. I'm going to open that up and here it is. And the select drawing looks like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of changes on this. And I'm going to go ahead and manipulate this so that it looks a little bit different. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my move command to start. So use my move command and I'm going to click on this, and that circle, when it's selected, it turns blue. That's all I want to select. So then I right click and I'm going to use the base point of the center of the circle. So I'll click there and I'll move it up to there. And I'm going to repeat that. So I go to move again. So I click on move and I click here. I right click and I go here and I move this up. This is the select drawing. So I'm going to repeat this again. And when it asks me to select the objects, I click on the object. To tell AutoCAD I'm done, I right click. The base point, best thing to use is the center of the circle. Where do I want it to go? The midpoint of that rectangle. And so that's what I'm going to do for each of these. This, and we'll go up there, and we'll do one more here, there, and we'll go here and pull that up. So we have that. Okay, next thing we're going to do is I've got those in place. So that was the move command. Now I'm going to use the copy command. Now the copy command works like the move command almost identically. You start the copy command, and then if I click here, I can pull my cursor over. And when I pull my cursor over here in this direction, AutoCAD gives me a green selection box. Did I talk about the green selection box last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right. You could also go in this direction. It's blue. And you just have to make sure you enclose everything and use blue. In any case, you get them all selected. And when you're done, you right click. When you right click, you specify a base point, which is going to be here. So I click here and I can just pull it up right there. And those are left in place like that. So we have that. And then I could go ahead and make another copy if I wanted to. I could just like maybe pull it right down here or something, but I'm just going to hit the escape key. Now these, I want to rotate these over. I want to rotate them so that they're actually at an angle. So I'm going to use my rotate command. So I use rotate. So I click on rotate, and the way we work with this is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click here and drag it across like this. And when I do that, I've selected my objects. I've selected 3 objects. When I'm done selecting, I right click my mouse and I click right here. So I click right there. I'm able to go ahead and move it in whatever direction I want. I'm going to type in 345 and it rotates it. So I'll repeat that. I right click my mouse and go to repeat rotate. I'll go ahead and grab these like that. I right click my mouse. I choose the base point. Again, I can go anywhere I want to once I've chosen the base point, but I'm going to type in 345 like that. And I will continue here. Go ahead and start this again. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to make that 345. And each one of these is just, again, I'm just showing you how you go through and do these particular move commands. It's important to know how to do these, and I want to make sure you're clear on these. So each one of these is going to be useful to you as you get to know AutoCAD. So I've got those. So that's move, copy, rotate. Now I'm going to show you how to scale. Scale goes like this. I'd start the scale command. And the scale command allows me to make an object larger or smaller. So I'm going to start with this circle right here. I'll click on the circle. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to specify the base point. And then as far as the size, if I make it something larger than 1, it's going to get bigger. If I make it something smaller than 1, it's going to get smaller. So I'm going to type in 0.5. So again, I'm going to scale this one right here, scale this. And I'm going to go ahead and go here. Oh, and I missed it. I missed the snap. So I'll try that again. Scale, go here. And I want to make sure I get that. And I'll type in 0.5 like that. And you guys are getting it. This is going great. 1.5. All right, 0.5. 5. And I'll do it one more time. And that's how we'd scale things. That's usually the easiest of these right here. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to mirror this whole thing. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit and I'll show you how to use the mirror command. Now the mirror command goes like this. I start the mirror command. And when I start the mirror command, I can go ahead and select the items that I want to mirror. In this case, I'm going to grab everything. And by the way, if you click and hold it down, it'll give you kind of a crazy shape. All right, you can do it that way. Or you could actually do it in this direction too. It gives you a crazy shape if you hold it down. But if you click and let go, you can actually make a rectangle like this. So you do that. Once everything's selected, you hit the enter key. Now I want to specify the first point of the mirror line. In other words, if I was going to fold a sheet of paper and have the image show up on the other side, where would I fold the sheet? Right here. So I'm going to fold the sheet right there. It does that. Do I want to erase the source objects? No. So we have that. And then we're going to repeat this right here. And we're going to do this. Go here to here. And no, we don't do that. We'll do a couple more here. Repeat mirror. And we'll go from here to here. And we'll do one more here and do this. And that's how you go ahead and rapidly build out an object right here with the mirror command. So we go ahead and do that. All right. So that is what we have going on there. So again, those drawings that I just worked with right here. And at this point, I will, those right there, I just want to show you how to use these move commands. And that's something you definitely want to spend some time with, just to be familiar with AutoCAD. But we're going to leave that right there. So we're going to stop right now. It's 6:55. We're going to take 5 minutes. We'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll continue. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the recording and we'll come back in 5 minutes. We'll continue and then we'll have more to do tonight. So we're going to pause the recording. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. I'm just going to mute my microphone and I'm going to step away for 5. We'll be back in 5 minutes. I see you, Luis. Good to have you here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, we resume recording. We're going to continue on here. So what we've done is we had gone ahead and learned how to use some of these modify commands. There's actually quite a bit you can do with that. And as we go through these different exercises, we're going to continue to leverage these and go ahead and make those work right there. So I'm going to close out of this. We understand that right there. And that is how we do these things. And any one of these is great for doing this. So now we're going to get into the actual exercises for tonight. And so we go back over to here and we're going to work on these right here. So yeah, there's a few things here. So I've got these different things. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add dots 1 and dots 2 onto the thing. So that'll be 2 more drawings. They're not hard. We saw how to do those, but I want you to make sure you guys are getting this done, understanding how to do that. And that is how we'll do that. So that is what we're going to work on, just as you guys have that as part of what you're working on here. We're going to add those on. Okay, so I'll add those and it's going to be part of what you're going to do. I'll adjust it so that you guys can do that. But dots 1 and dots 2 are right here. Okay, so what else have we talked about? The rest of these, I'm going to leave those alone right there. And we're going to go over here to AutoCAD Intro. Assignments week 2, we talked about this. And as I go here, this is the AutoCAD Intro assignments. When I click there, it shows up here. I'm going to download it just so it's easier to manipulate. And I'm going to save it to my downloads. I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, so we open this up. It looks like this. And what I want to do here is last week we did A, we did B, we did C, and we did D. So those are the basics. We learned basic construction techniques. So now we're going to do drawing E. Now drawing E looks like this. Now drawing E, what we're going to do right now is we're going to learn how to do polygons, okay? You can do polygons or you can do polylines. You know what, for this one, we'll just use polylines. We'll just use polylines for this one. That'll work out fine. So for drawing E, we'll use polylines. Okay, so this is what we're going to do here. So watch this. What we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and we're going to start a new drawing. So again, remember we downloaded the template last week. Okay, so just to be clear about what the process is, we'd go here and I'd go to my AutoCAD intro assignments, week 2, and here's where my template is. Basic drawing template A through E. So A, B, C, D, and E, I'll use the same template. This is drawing E, so I'll go ahead and download it. So I download the template, it's over here. Now, wherever I download it, I got to find it. So I go to new, and when I click on new, it prompts me for a template. So I'm going to go out to my downloads, and I see the basic drawing template there. So I go ahead and double click on it, and I'm ready for business. Now, this particular project, what I'm going to do right now is I go ahead and work with this right here as I went ahead and open that. Okay, where did it go? All right, it's over here. Okay, so I've got that. Hang on a second here. Let me do this. Wrong thing. All right, here, and what do I have? Okay, I guess we'll go here, and I guess what we'll do is we'll open that. So we go ahead and open this up like this, and I've got A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, E looks like this. Now, the first thing is you're going to notice that it says over here that you got 60 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and put on my little spotlight here, make life a little bit easier for you. You notice it says 60 degrees right here, 60 degrees typical. That means I want all these angles to be 60 degrees. Okay, so we'll do that. Now, one of the things about this as we're working with it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and as I go into this, I'm here and I want to go ahead. And this is, when you see this one, TYP, it means typical, which means this line is going to be 2.5. This is going to be 2.5. They're all going to be 2.5. So that's an equilateral triangle. So I can go ahead and do that. So back to AutoCAD, and I'm going to go ahead and start this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to down here. I'm going to change my polar tracking to be 30 degrees. So you want to do this first of all. Change your polar tracking to 30. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and I'm going to choose my polyline. Polyline allows you to create segments that all are connected. So it's like a line command, only they're all going to be connected. So I'll go to polyline. Now, for this one, I'm going to click here. I can go down. I'm going to type in 2.5 like that. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock this in at 30 degrees. Going in this direction, I go 30 degrees, and I'll type in 2.5. And then I'll go ahead and pull this back over to here. And when I do that, I'll click and hit my enter key. Now, when I've done that, that's all one unit right there. That's all one entity. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you could keep on drawing that. In other words, you could go like this. You could start your polyline and go like this and go in this direction like this and type in 2.5 and that would work. And down here and go ahead and snap to there. And then we go ahead and go like this and that'd be 2.5 like that. And we could go ahead and connect like this right here. These are all things we could do. And we could do it that way. There's another way to do this though too. If I use my mirror command, I can go to mirror and I could click on this object right here and I can go ahead and mirror it from here to here. Looks like I got an extra line there, which I don't need. So that's not going to work so well, is it? Okay. So since I've already done it with polylines, I'll just keep on doing it this. Let's see if I can do it. Where are we at here? Yeah, we'll just continue on. So I'll just continue on using my polyline and I'll just go down here, 2.5, that, and I'll connect it here and go out to here. So I've got that. That's connected. And then I'll go another one out here. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to go out this way. We're going to make it 2.5 like this and go down to here. And so what I'm showing you right now is how you'd actually make this work. And all of these are now building quite nicely. This is part of what we would do as we're working with AutoCAD is we want to make sure that we're actually drawing at angles that are going to give us desired results. In this case, we are. So we're going like this, looks like that. And then we have just a couple more here. So I'll go here and you'll notice that they kind of like the polar tracking is doing a lot of the work for you as you go through this right now. And then I'll go ahead and I'll go up here and we'll continue on like this, 2.5 like that, and then pull it down. And when you're done, it looks like that there. Okay, now, once you've done that, the other things you have are there's little tabs on here. So as we take a look at the little tabs, highly technical language, but you got this right here. You got the tabs on here. And the tabs, you got this right here. You got this. And it says here that they're 0.25. So since it doesn't give me 2 coordinates, it just gives me 1, which means I can just draw this in one direction at 0.25. So I'd go up 0.25, and then this would have to be 2.25. All right, 2.25, and then I'd snap it over to there. So that's how I do that. So to do this, I would go ahead and start the line command, and I would click here, and I'd go up 0.25 like this. Then I go ahead and pull it down like this, 2.25 like that. And then I go ahead and snap it right into this location there. I just go ahead and snap it. And you can see that that just came out perfectly. So I'll do the same thing here. If you do this correctly, you really don't have to fight with it at all. So I click here, and I'm going to go straight down, 0.25, boom. Then over in this direction, 2.25 like that. And then I go ahead and snap to it like this here, like that. There we go. And then I've got these others. So I'll go here, repeat line here, and then 0.25, and then over here, 2.25, 2.25, boom. And then we go ahead and connect it like that. And then we go here and go here, and it's like, go like that. So 0.25, boom, and then 2.25. And we go ahead and connect it like this, like that. All right, all right, all right, all right. And we'll go here and 0.25, boom, and then 2.25, 2.25, boom, and we'll go to there. Okay, very good. So we got that right there. And so once we have that in shape, that's looking pretty good. And at this point, we go ahead and we just had to put the dimensions on. So we talked about the dimensions. One of the dimensions that we have here is actually something new, and that is this one. If I go here, you'll notice that there is an angular dimension. So I'll go to angular. And when I go to angular right here, I can go ahead and pick the lines that I want to define. I go there to there, and I pull it up, and there it is right there at 60. And then if I want the text to appear like my drawing, I can click on it right here and just pull that down like this. And that's how that is. And the other dimensions are simply going to be linear. And so I'd go ahead and go here, this to this, and then over. And I've got that. I double click on it. And I double click on this, and I go ahead and when it turns purple, that means it's ready to be edited. And I go ahead and move my cursor to the end. And I type in TYP in caps. And we go ahead and click there. Now at that point, this is kind of overlapping in the wrong direction. So I can just click on this, and I can go ahead and move it over. However, at that point, it's moving the whole thing. So if I click on this, I can actually go to move text only and just move the text to where I want it to be, which could be over here. I think we've got it like right here. So let's go ahead and drop it right there. And that gives me that dimension. And then over here, I'll put in another linear dimension over here. Go here and here, and we pull it over. And we'll go ahead and double click on this. When you double click on that, it turns purple. And then you move, and the purple represents the actual measurement. So you don't want to overlap that. You don't want to override that. You want to leave that in place so that it continues to give you the correct measurement. You don't want to just type it over and then put in your dimension. And the last thing that we said we're going to do here is go to the text layer, and to put in text, we go here and we go to multi-line text, and I go ahead and pick 2 points here to here. And we go ahead and name this one drawing E like that. So I got that. And then I'd save it. I'd save it as right here. I'll just go ahead and save it to my desktop. What the heck? And I'll just save it out here someplace, and I'll call it actually, you know what I'm going to do instead of that? I'm going to go over here to, I'm going to save it to my CIT directory. I'll go ahead and do that. So D and Monroe Community College, and we will go here, and we'll go to here, and we'll go over to CIT 112 Spring, and I'm going to name this one drawing E TMB like that. So we got that. I should have said Brennan. I said TMB, but that's okay. You get the idea. So I got that, and then I would submit it like I have. By the way, has any of you guys? Okay, I'm just going to stop for a second here. Have any of you guys actually submitted any drawings yet?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Pretty smooth process, no problems.
I think so.
It's pretty
Okay.
pretty easy.
All right, they should be there. Let me take a quick look, okay, just to show you what I see. All right, when I go into here, this is what I see. I go into here, and I can actually go into the grading thing. I won't show any grades because there aren't any yet. But if I go to the grade center, I can actually go out here, and I can go to here and go to needs grading. When I go to needs grading right here, I can see what has been, yeah, I can see all your names right in here, everything that's been put in here. So there's a lot of drawings I got to go through. And you guys already put these in here. So I have the times too. So I actually can determine whether or not it got here on time or not. So that's the kind of thing I can do right here. So if it got here late, I know, and that kind of a thing. So that's the level of granularity I'm able to actually execute here. So that's what we have going on there.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
since
Question?
we didn't group them, so I'm job easier.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
I'm sorry that we didn't group them to make your job easier, but it was formal.
Oh, yeah, I can group them. It's not a problem. I can actually, I've got a lot of really cool tools I can use to do this. So it actually works out pretty good. So I usually sit down and get a cup of coffee, strong coffee, and then I go over the assignments and I do that. So that's what we have right there. Okay, very good. So that was A, B, C, D, and E. Now we're going to turn the page to something different. And the different thing is going to be this right here, drawing F. Drawing F looks like this. Well, what's different about this? Well, it's different because it's architectural. It's got an architectural example here. So therefore, I have to use an architectural template. So I use an architectural template, and then I got these different values in here. So I have to type in the values architecturally. So I have to put in the feet and the inches. So that's what I do here. So the first thing I do is I go over here and I find the template. Now, remember, I'd said that there were these different templates. So I said this was for basic drawing template A through E, H, and J. I've got that. Now, this is not that. This is actually the architectural template. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this. What the heck? I'm going to move this up just so that all my templates are together. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one right underneath the other templates. So I'm going to put this underneath the this template right there. So I'll go ahead and put this template there, and I'll grab this other template and do the same thing. See how easy I can do this? So I go ahead and go there, go here, and this is because I want to make life easier for you guys. I don't want life to be hard. And I'll go here. There's drawing I template, and then I got my drawing K template. So I'll go ahead and move this one here. So now all the templates are together. So I got those. So I got these now. So what I need here, I'm doing the architectural template. This is for F and G. So I click on this one. I click there and it downloads. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go out here and I'm going to start to work on this one. So I start to do new drawing, click on new drawing, and I go out to find the template. I go out to my downloads and I'll go out here to my architectural template. Okay. So now that I'm out here, you're going to notice a couple things. First of all, down here, you're going to notice that my coordinates, it's reading out in feet and inches. As I move this, it's feet and inches. And then down here, my unit says architectural. So those are indicators right now. This is an architectural template. Now, to be clear about how this works, then let's just take a quick look at how this works. Over here, I've actually got this, and I take a look at this, and I got drawing F. I'm going to start at the lower left corner. And at start in the lower left corner, this is a 4-foot dimension right here. And then I go up, and it's an 8-foot dimension. So it's 4 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet for the opening of the garage. And then 8 feet down, 4 feet over. So I'm going to do that 4 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 8 feet, 4 feet, just to draw that. So it doesn't matter where I start. I could start anywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and start here. I'll start with my, it doesn't have to be a polyline. So I'll go to line. I'll go here and I'll type in 4 feet like that. And then I'm going to go up 8 feet like that. Then over 10 feet like that. 8 feet, type that in, move the cursor. And you see, I'm just letting the cursor do all the work here, 4 feet. So I got that, and now I'm at this corner right here. So now what I want to do, I've gone here, 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 here. Now I got to do this other side. So this wall right here, outside wall is 9 feet. Then I go over 1'6". And then I got to figure out the difference between 9'6" and 9 feet. Fortunately, that's not difficult. It's 6 inches. So I go 9 feet, 1'6", and then up 6, and then we'll work on the other part. So I go up 9 feet, over 1'6", 1'6", and make sure it's the foot symbol you're typing in, not the point. Then I go up 6. Now, once I've got that, I'm ready to begin to put in my my roof. Now, the roof. You'll remember we talked about last time. We talked about if I'm going from here and it gives me 2 dimensions, that means I have to type in the dimensions. It doesn't give me an angle and it doesn't give me a distance. It gives me an X and Y. that I have to type in. So I have to tell the cursor to go from here to the left. We talked about this last week. Is left positive or negative?
Negative.
Yeah, left is negative, and I'm going up. Is that positive or negative?
Positive.
Exactly. So I'm going negative 10'6", comma 4'6". That's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to say negative 10'6", comma 4'6", like that. Boom, and it gives me that. Gives me that half of the roof. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. So now I'm going to the left again. That's negative. I'm going down. That's negative. So this one's going to be both negative. So negative 10'6", comma negative 4'6". So negative 10'6", comma, and your cursor is probably going to do that. Don't worry about it. Negative 4'6", and then you press your, and if the cursor does that, don't worry. It's been doing that since I started using AutoCAD in 1990. So you press the enter key. Don't stop believing, even though it looks like it's not going to work. And then you're going to go down 6, like we did on the other side, over 1'6". And then if I did it perfectly, I can right click. Ooh, did I do that right? Looks like I might not have. Did I type in there? I typed in 1'6". No, I typed in 1 foot. That's why. So I didn't go far enough. So that's okay. So yeah, so I made a mistake there. So what I'm going to do right there is, since that's wrong, I'm going to just delete it. Delete that, and I'm going to go from my line. I didn't put in the 6. So I go here, 1'6", like that, and then I go pull it right down like that. So there we have it, and that is how we do this. And then you guys know how we do the dimensions. I'd go to the dimensions, same thing we did before. Going from here, we'll go from here to here. And when you do these dimensions, you'll notice that you can actually pull it in this direction or this direction. Depends upon which direction you pull. I like to say it's like walking a dog. When you walk your dog, you got to kind of convince your dog to go the way you want them to. Dimensions are the same way. And do any of you guys have a dog?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's an oh yeah. Okay, very good. What kind of dog do you have?
I got a Boston Terrier and a wire hair terrier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So a man who loves his dogs. Okay. And so is it you that loves them or someone else at your house?
Well, the dogs are technically my parents.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. That's okay. My son, who grew up in my house, never wants to have a dog. We got a golden retriever. And I like her. I mean, she's, we had a golden retriever up in Clayton when we lived there. And now we live here, and we got ourselves another golden retriever, which was kind of crazy, but we did it. And so anyway, we got a dog, and so she is. I'm sure she wishes we walked her more. We're not those good dog parents. Certain dog parents are out there no matter what. It might be snowing out, it might be 20 below. They're out there walking the dog. That's not me. It just hasn't been me.
Yeah, my mom went out and walked the dog, took advantage of that 35-degree weather today.
Oh gosh, it can be crazy. Yeah, we definitely walk her, but it's just not necessarily something that we are maybe as good about as we could be. But anyway, so yeah, so we got that. So when you put the dimensions in, you got to kind of make them do your thing. And so we got that. So that's drawing F. So I'll save this as drawing F. Okay, this is all going to be great exercise for you guys. Drawing F, and I should have written before. Okay, so that's drawing F. Now we're going to do drawing G, and then we're going to have drawing H. So I'm just going to kind of push these through, and then I'm going to let you guys use your lab time. So drawing G is the next thing here. Drawing G is a drawing that I'm going to do here using, I'm going to actually pull a couple new commands in here. So I'm going to close out of here. So we talked about this one, and this one actually uses the same template. Just to show you, just by way of remembrance, we go to here, and remember over here, I got the architectural template. It's for F and G, and this is drawing G. This is drawing G. So therefore, G is in giraffe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that same template I just used. So we'll go to new, and we'll go over here to our downloads, and we'll use architectural template right here. And now this one, drawing G. I'm going to go out here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this together. So drawing G looks like this here. So drawing G actually is a little bit different because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate this if I can. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and, okay, other way down. There we go. So I'll go ahead and just kind of look at it this way, just to give myself a better drawing G's at the bottom here. So I'll just go ahead and going to draw it that way. So you'll notice that I got a 15-foot and 8-inch dimension. Okay. And then further notice that I got a dimension here. It says 4 inches. So the walls are all 4 inches. Okay. Now notice where these are being measured. This 18-foot dimension is inside wall to inside wall. It doesn't include the outside walls. Okay. So it's 18 feet from side to side. If we were to go ahead and dimension it from the outside, it would be 18 foot 8 inches. Okay. Same is true with this one. This is 22 feet going from inside. Okay. Now over here, I was kind of a stinker because I made this dimension 15 foot 8 going to the outside. Okay. So I did it that way. So I kind of probably shouldn't have done it that way, but I did it just kind of throw you a curveball. Probably didn't need to. It's a little, it's unnecessary. Anyway, I did it. So we're going to go ahead and manipulate this and we're going to put this together. So we're going to draw this and I'm going to go ahead and put this together. I'll show you how you make this work. So you take a look at that. That's what you have. And what we're going to do is go through these. So I'm going to go here and start a new drawing, which I did. And I'm going to start my, this one I use the polyline for because the polyline is going to make life easier. So you want to use a polyline to start drawing G. So I click here. Now I start at the bottom and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type in 15 feet. Boom. And then I'm going to go up. Now, how far am I going to go up? Well, let's take a look. If I go here, it tells me I'm going to go up 22 feet. So I type in 22 feet. No, I don't type in 22 feet because I have to include the thickness of the wall. So I have to add 8 inches. So it's 22 feet, 8 inches I have to go up. So I go up here and this is not too hard for you guys. You can do it 22 feet, 8 like that. Boom. And that gives me the actual dimension. Now I'm going to do the next thing. So right here, it's 18 feet. So I type in 18 feet. No, I don't. I have to add the 4 inches on this side and the 4 inches on this side. So I'll go over 18 feet, 8 inches to get this one. 18 feet, 8. Boom, like that. So I got this. And then I go down. So now this far, how far down do I go? Well, I go down 14 feet. No, I don't. I have to add 4 inches and 4 inches. So I go down 14 feet and 8 inches. All right, to get the actual wall, 14 feet, 8, like that. Okay, and so now that I got that, what I want to do is to complete this, I can just use what's called object snap tracking to track over to here and then connect it. Or I could just go over 3 feet. So I'm just going to go over 3 feet. So go over here, 3 feet, and it should be perfect. 3 feet, and then it should come down, oh, right there. So 3 feet goes over. And what's wrong there? Okay, so it's 3 feet there to there. Let's see here, 3 feet. Okay, why is it not? Okay, so let's see here. What did we miss there? Okay, so we'll find out. We'll find out here. I might have fat fingered something. So let me just do this. I'm just going to stop this 18 feet, 8. And I went down 14 feet, 8. And then I went over, 3 feet. Yeah, I went from here. 3 feet. Okay, that actually should have, yeah, that should be right. So I'm not sure what's wrong there. Well, we'll go ahead and troubleshoot it until we figure that out. So first of all, let me see what my dimensions are, make sure that they're right. So I'll go, when you click on this, you can hover your cursor over a corner and get dimensions. So that's 15 feet and that's 22 feet, 8. So we're good to go. And this one right here, that is 15 feet going from there to there. Oh, I didn't make it 15 feet, 8. That's why. Okay, I typed in the wrong dimension. I didn't include the 8. Okay, so I can fix this really easily by clicking on this and pulling it over. I'll pull it over to the left, 8 inches. So I went the wrong way. So I'll try that again. So I'll click on this, and I'll stretch it over. Click here, and I'll just type in 8 and press enter. 8. Yeah, it doesn't like that, does it? All right. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't like that. Okay, so let's just do, oh, you know why? Because it's a polyline. That's why. So that's okay. That's okay. What I'll do is I'll just simply continue on from here, go down here, and I'll touch it there, and I'll go over and connect it. And at that point, it's going to be correct. I'm just going to join it all together.
I'm just curious, what's the benefit of the polyline again?
You're going to see it in just a second here. The benefit of the polyline is it's going to let you offset the whole thing at once. Okay, so if I go here, yeah, I wish I hadn't done it that way. I'm going to just explode this whole thing into basic lines, and I'm going to do this and get rid of this mess because I did not like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix that. And I'm going to show you the advantage of the polyline in just a second. The polyline, when you want to create, and just to show you the actual, and I'm going through a lot of stuff right here right now. I'm going to, this is now 15'8", so we're good to go. I just missed that before. So I'm going to join these together. I'm sorry, I've been up for a long time, you guys. Do the best I can. And we go here, and I got this right here. That's 18'8". That's 22 feet 8. And this right here is 15 feet 8. We are good to go. And that's how it looks. Now, the question was, why should I use a polyline? Let me show you why. When I created this, you'll notice that this is a 4-inch wall right here. Okay, so let me show you why you'd use a polyline. First of all, I'm going to copy this over to the side. I'll show you what happens if you don't use a polyline, and then I'll show what happens if you do. So I'll go over here. Now I'm going to, when you have a polyline is multi-segments. Okay, a line, if you draw a line, this is a line. I'm going to draw a line right here. This is a line. I just zigzag like this. And when I click on any part of it, they're not connected like that. They're not connected. They're, they don't know each other as being part of the same thing. When I use the polyline and I use my zigzag, I go ahead and go like this. Go ahead and bring this down like this. All right, and I click on this, and all that's connected. So the beautiful thing on a polyline is if you go ahead and do this, you can actually move the edges around like this, and you can actually click on these middle bars and pull the whole line aside. So that's the difference between a polyline and a regular line. Now over here, this is a polyline, and this is a polyline. They both are. So I'm going to explode this one. I'm going to explode this one. When I explode it, it's going to turn it back into lines. The explode command looks like this box coming apart. And what that does, the explode command breaks an object basically into its basic components. It breaks it down. So I'll click here, and I'll click on this, and it does that. Now, when I do that, look at this. They're individual components now, like a line. So now that I've done that, I'm going to show you how the offset command works. The offset command allows me to offset this and actually have walls offset 4 inches. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to offset. And in my first prompt, this is actually going to make a copy a certain distance away. So I'm going to basically say I want to use 4 inches because that's the thickness of my wall. So go 4, and then I'll select this to offset it. I'll go over there. And look what I'm doing right here. See, I'm doing this, and this works out great. It's all good, and I'm getting my walls in there, and life is good, and that's all good. Now I just have to go through here, and I'd have to, repair all these. So I just have to go through here and use my trim command, which is right here. Your trim command lets you go ahead and clean these up. So just go ahead and do this and go through here and clean up all my edges, and life is good. All right, it's all good. You're noticing right now that that's a lot of work. So I want to continue on with my trim command here. All right, and I'll go down here like that. I'll go ahead and do this. All right, okay, and then over here, I need to extend these to each other. So I'll go ahead and extend it. So I'll use the extend command. Extend this and this. Okay, they don't like each other, so it doesn't work very well for that. I could also use the fillet command and go here to here, and that's going to do that. So I got this connected. Okay, so you're able to do that, and we did that. Now, now watch what happens if I use a polyline. Here's the difference. If I go to offset right now, the distance is still 4 inches, but watch what happens when I use a polyline. I click here. I go ahead and accept my offset distance by pressing enter. And then I select the object to offset, which is this. Now watch what happens. I click and pull it in once. Which would you rather do? I'm quite convinced you would want to do the one on the right, on the left. That's what you'd want to do. So did that make sense for whoever asked the question?
Yes, thank you. I was just having a hard time drawing the polyline myself. That's all.
You're having a trouble drawing the polyline?
Yeah, if I stall out, like if I was looking back at the drawing and trying to figure out the measurement that I needed to put in, it just seemed like it was kind of doing its own thing.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, it shouldn't be doing that. Should be as easy as.
Yeah, I'll just play with it some more.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that. Now that I've got this, I've got the basics in there right there. So I've got this. Now I've got to add a few things here. So again, I should probably change this drawing. It's kind of a stinker here. But anyway, I've got this 3 foot dimension right here. And so what I've got right here is from here down here, I actually want to go ahead and make a 3 foot door. So it starts from the inside here and it goes down 4 feet, and then my door starts. So I'm going to start there. So I'll start my line command. I'm just going to use the line command here, and I'm going to touch this here and pull it down 4 feet like that. So go down 4 feet. I'm going to touch it right here like that, and I have that line. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I could just go ahead and do this too. I can just draw a line from here down 36 inches because that's the width of the door. Then I go ahead and do that. Now at this point, I've got this and I'll trim it. I'll go ahead and trim it to make sure it's right. To just go ahead and do this. So extend and trim, they hold the same location like that. And at that point, it looks like this. Okay. So now that I've done that, let me put my dimensions on and just make sure that I'm where I should be. So I'll go to dimensions, I'll go to linear, and I'll start to measure these things. So I'll start to measure from the outside here to here. Let's see, we got 15 feet 8. And then we were going to go on the inside of this wall here, up to here. I should probably redo this. It's kind of cruel. All right, we'll go over here and do that, 22 feet. And especially when you're trying to learn, here to here, 18 feet. And then we'll do the same here. And this should be 14 feet. Like that. Okay, so we have those. Okay, so now I've got that. I'm going to go from here to here. And this should be 4, and it is. All right, and then I'll go ahead and put this in. Here to here. And go here and do this. And I think that's all my dimensions. I have one more. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and do this. And I'll go from here to here and pull it down, and we do that. And that looks neat. That looks neat. Okay. So now that we've done that, I've actually got these dimensions that actually come off of here. One thing you can do right there is you can actually take these, if they're kind of crissing and crossing, you can just kind of click on it like here, and then you can pull it back. You can pull it back away from the object just so that it's cleaner. This is common practice. You just pull it back a little bit so that it's not it's not on top of something. So you have that, and that's just a way to go ahead and make that happen. And I can go ahead and do the same thing here. I can actually back these out a little bit. So I go ahead and do this and back that out like this. And this one too, because there's 2 on top of each other because I got the endpoints there. And then I'll do the same thing here. Pull this out and do this like that. Okay, so I've got that. Now that I've got that, I want to put in the door. Now the door, I just left it on the object layer, which is fine. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go ahead. That's going to be 36. It's a 36-inch door like that. Okay, so you've got that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I actually want to draw this arc. Okay, there's a few different ways to do this arc. I'm going to do start, end, and center. All right, start, end, and center. So I'm going to go to my arc command here, and I can do a start, center, and I'll do that. So let's see here. How do we do this? Okay, so we'll go start right here, start here, and then our center is going to be here, and then I want to go there. Now, since it's going the wrong way, I'm going to hold the control key down. Okay, when I hold the control key down, I can actually do this. Okay, let me show you this right now. I'm using start, center, end. It's going in the wrong direction. But if I hold down my control key, I can actually make it go that way. All right, so you do that, and it actually does that. I'll do that one more time so you guys see that. There's more than one way to do this. I could also do start, center, end the opposite direction. Let me try that one. That might make it a little bit easier. So I'll go start, and then center, and then my endpoint, I want to go there. So I hold my control key down, I can go there. That's one way to do it. So I can knock it out there by holding the control key down. Okay, or I can do it start, center, end. Let's try this way. Start and center and then end. I can do it this way too. So if you start at this point, you go start, center, end, and that's might be the fastest way. So we'll do that one more time. I'll use start, center, end. So start point is here at the right. Center is here and end is right there. Gives you a nice clean door. All right, and then when you're done, looks like that. And you have that, and then that's going to be drawing G. Okay, so then we would do the same thing. We'd go ahead and we would put in text. Now I recognize you guys are probably going to go over this quite a bit, a few times to get this all down. That's to be expected. It's quite a bit going on here. But again, this is a college level class. You know, you want to earn it. So you got drawing G right there. Then I'd save it. Save it as drawing G. Brennan, B-R-E-N-N. Okay. All right, forging ahead. You guys are holding up great. All right, we have one more. And this last one, I actually have a lot of content out here to actually support this one, but you'll have this video. You will also have, after this, I've actually got a lot of video actually out on my YouTube channel. So we have that, but this next one is going to be Drawing H. Drawing H is going to be this same item that we've worked with. And it looks like this here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate that like this. So this is this one. Now, with this one, I'm going to actually use several different commands to actually draw this, okay? I want to actually give myself some basic geometry, and we already took a look at the trim command, so that's there. And then we're going to throw a couple other things in here. We're going to use offset. We just saw offset, and we're also going to use this a little bit further. Offset, and then we're going to make an array, which is essentially a pattern of copies. So let's just jump in. We'll do Drawing H. I'll show you how to do this. And again, I've got tons of support out there online to do this. So let me show you how we're going to do this. You'll notice that it's 9.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I'm going to start with just using some lines and drawing a frame. So again, I'm going to start a new drawing. And since this is Drawing H, I use the other template. So I go to New, and I'm going to use my my basic drawing template, A through E, and for H, and this is H. So I'll go ahead and I'll use that. And I'll start by going like this. I'll start by going line, and I'll just draw a frame, which is going to be 9.5, enter. You'll notice I don't have to type the inches here because it's assumed 3.5, and then 9.5, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose close. So I have that. So I have a basic, there's nothing too special about that. If I hold my cursors over these and check it, I'll see that I have this right there. And that's what we have there. So that's what we have going on right there. Now what I want to do is I want to give myself some geometry to place my circles. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to offset this line down here, 2.25 inches up to give me this line. So I'll do that. So I'll use my offset command here. So I use offset, and I'm going to type in 2.25 like that. And then I'm going to select the object that I want to offset, which is this. So I click here, and I can choose the side either here or there. I want to go up with it. So I did that. So that gave me my horizontal foundation. Now what I want to do is this line needs to be offset 3.25 over to give myself a place to center these circles. I will also offset this line. So I'm going to go to my offset command, and I'm going to choose 3.25, and I'm going to offset this line over, and this line over like that. Okay, now once I've done that, I have these circles. Now the circles, there's two of them with a diameter of 1. Two of them with a diameter of 1. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to go to circle, center diameter, and we're going to go ahead and put it right there. And then I can type in 1. And then I'm going to start that again, circle, center diameter, and I'll do this again, and I'll go ahead and make that 1 like that. So I've got that. Now at that point, it looks like this, and we're looking pretty good. And I've got those in there, but it doesn't look like my object yet. So I'm gonna trim out what I don't want. So you use your trim command, which is right here. So use trim, and I'm just going to trim out these different items right here. And I'm going to be careful what I trim and what I don't trim. So go through here and do this, and then go ahead and do this and do that. And that's what you want to trim it out to look like. So it looks like this, and then we're going to save it. Save it as Drawing H. So we got that. Okay, now next thing we're going to do here is we're actually going to fillet the edges. So I'm going to go here, and my fillets are actually here. Now a fillet allows you to make a rounded corner on an object. That's what the fillet command does. So this right here is going to allow me to take that right angle and give it a fillet right there. So the radius for the fillet is 5. So I'll go to fillet, and I'm going to right click and change the radius to 0.5. It's already there, 0.5. And then I can right click my mouse and choose multiple. I can choose multiple as my particular option here. So I'll use multiple, and then I can go ahead and use this multiple times going through here. And I would go through these, and I'm able to go ahead and make this happen. And we'll do this and 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 this. And so once we've done that, we've done quite a bit of work to get this shape already together with just a few steps. Okay, so it's not that difficult. So now we got the basic outside. Now I have these circles. Now I'm going to focus on this circle down here. This circle is down here, and you'll notice it says here there's 24 of these circles with a diameter of 0.25. Okay, so I'm going to draw this one in place just because it makes life easier. You'll see why in a second. So I'm going to circle, center diameter, and what I'm going to do, watch this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch it here. And then when I touch it there, it actually gives me that plus sign up there. So I go ahead and click on the plus sign, and that's where I'm going to center it. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 0.25, boom, and I've got that circle. Now I can build an array. Once I've got that, I can build an array out of that when I do that. So I just want to make sure the circle is there and it actually shares the same location as that right there, which it does. So if you want to check it, you click on this and you should see that its center point lights up in the middle of your circle. That's how you check it. Now to make an array is actually it's a pattern of copies. So you can make a rectangular array. You can make a path array using just kind of an ad hoc type of thing, or you can make a polar array. So I'm going to go to rectangular array. So I'm going to rectangular array, and my rectangular array actually has to have 2 columns. Columns, think of Roman columns or Greek columns, they're straight up, and then rows. So 2 columns and 6 rows, and they're all 0.5 apart, 0.5 and 0.5 in each direction. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and right click, and then it gives me this. Okay, this is what this looks like. And so I'm going to go here and change the columns right there. Number of columns is going to be 2. And the number of rows is going to be 6. And then the distance between them is going to be 0.5 in the different directions, 0.5 and 0.5 like that. We have that. So then when I have that, that's what it should look like right there. All right, so went ahead and do that. And when you click on it, you can actually go back and edit it. This is an array. That's what the array ribbon item looks like. So you have that. Okay, and then we're going to do a mirror, okay? And we've talked about using a mirror, so I'll click on the mirror command. So we click on this, and then we right click, and this is going to be our midpoint. So click on midpoint, we pull it down, and that is how we construct that, okay? Now, these other items that you see in here, these are all different kinds of items that we do. These are all mostly linear. And then you have a couple that actually have, that are actually calling out dimensions or radii. This symbol right here, a circle with a slash through it, that's a diameter. A radius looks like this here. So we'll go ahead and do those first. So first of all, change my layer here to dimensions. And I'll do the lower corner here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to use radius, which is one of the choices here. So go to radius. I click on this and pull it down like this. And it says R.50. I wanted to say tip. So I'll double click on it. When I double click on it, it gives me this purple. So I'll put my cursor at the end and type in TYP and a period. And I've got that one. And then the other values are all diameters. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to diameter. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start with this one. And I'll click here and I'll pull this down. And I'm going to type in here, this one. I double click on it and it turns blue. Again, blue is the measurement. And I'll type in 2x space. And I leave the other information there. So I do that. So this is how you're able to add different values in here. Very, very, very quick, very easy to do. And then I'll do this over here. I'll go ahead and click on this. And this one, I'll pull it down and I'll drop it right there. And I'm going to make this one say 24x right here. So I'll do this. And I'll type in 24 space x, actually 24. No space, like that. Okay, like that. And if they overlap, you can click on this and pull it over a little bit like this, like that. Okay, that's what you got there. Now, the others are all linear type dimensions. Okay, so you have linear, and then a lot of them say TYP, and you just add the same kind of information there. So I'd go ahead and go here, and I'll go from here over to here, and I'll go to here, 9.5. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go from here to here. And we'll go ahead and pull it over like that. So we have that, and that's how we go ahead and do this, and then I put in the other dimensions. So as I go through this right here, this is going to be, you're just going to have to spend time with that. That's really going to be a homework assignment that you guys are going to work on here. And that is how you're going to do it. So I just go ahead and do this. I won't do all of it because you guys get the idea. And that's how you go ahead and put that together here. And if you need to move any of the text or anything, that's certainly possible. So if I were to go ahead and I'll do one more here, and I'll go from the center here to the center here and pull it out. And I'll go ahead and drop it there. And I'll double click here. And I'm gonna make that say TYP with a period, like that. And when I do that, it looks like that. And that's what you're gonna do for all these. And so that's it. You put the text on the bottom. I'm gonna save that as drawing H. Brendan, so I'll save that. We're good to go. And that's what I would submit. So we got that right there. That as far as I'm taking it tonight. So there's a good amount right there. So I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to stop the recording. That's all I'm going to do right here. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. I'm going to share the screen. Go back to here, and I'm here, and I'll share this. I didn't want to stop that. Sorry about that. What I do want to do is I'm going to pause the